Alright, round two. I just had me burgers, two burgers, pickles, a lot of pickles, and cheese. Yeah. And barbecue sauce. My last burgers I'm going to be making unless I get assistance. Which, I'm not expecting it. And look at what's going on. 100-degree weather this week. Only when I am about ready to be thrown out. Well, technically, I am throwing myself out, but only technically. So I give it like 50-50, but still 50%, being thrown out into the streets. No shelter, by the way. It's kind of bad. No, I mean, not kind of bad, really bad. I managed to dodge today, though. Sunday. Kid Dunn said my ego will be my downfall. How? So if I was, how would I say, not complaining, but also not representing humanity whites, if I was not, I would then better myself? Wait, what? So if you all want to punish me because I represent my humanity whites, and you don't want to have humanity to have whites, I know I'm arguing with a puppet, but Kent Dunn, you are representing of evil. I represent good. Clearly, I'm doing good. So I should be winning always. You should be losing. Bye-bye to your farm, because I'm not to have any shelter over myself. In 100-degree weather. What? I got maybe the library, but that's not going to provide me with the necessity shelter, especially at nights. And homelessness is on the rise. Think about that. So if I were to not speak for my humanity whites, and if I were to not criticize evil for doing evil things, then I would have a good life? I don't understand that. How does that work, Kent? I represent good, and I represent humanity. I represent truth and justice, and no one else does. Well, I just said. Not even judges. Not even sheriffs. Not even cops. And also human. So, yeah, think about that. Instead of persecuting me, you should be supporting me, supporting my humanity. Duh. I don't know what deals you made in background with the reptilians and draconians and other evil entities, but you seem to be respecting them more than you do humanity. Yeah. Whatever deals you do is deals that you all do. We humans have yet to have leadership, proper leadership, that is not tainted by you all, corruption-wise. And we have yet to vote. As in a whole race. So that means you so-called, you call you that you are representing a race, Kent, right? Or are you representing your leadership? Basically, your race is also asking for damnation, asking to be purged, because clearly they are representing evil. Evil does what it does, and it is what it is. Understand? I am capable of being whatever my environment entails itself to be. If it entails it to be in 100-degree weather, riding a bike in 100-degree weather, and that's how it is. If that's what you all want to sell, if that is your campaign, very well. Very well. If I am not to have a shelter, you will be exposed for evil you have done, and then therefore, if all that is done, if that all that is done, that I'm to be thrown out, human leader and representative, the only one human that is speaking out for humanity wise. If I'm to be thrown out for a third time in a row now, first time was like a couple days, other time was like anywhere from like over a month to 2 months, if not more. I forgot. And I'm getting my months confused because it only been like over a year and a half. I'm gonna have to fast all day and all night. I'm gonna have to get really skinny because I'm not going to be homeless in under 100-degree weather being fat. No way I'm going to have that happen. But you get shelter, you get air conditioning, you get stove, microwave, sink, bathtub, shower, whatever. You get running water. You get shelter. How? Why? You don't own property. You don't own humanity's property. This was given to humanity. It's ours. Humanity's, not yours. And how can you not suit the dicks and balls, the crotches, pussies, doesn't matter, whatever it is, the crotch of the entity, bad guy, that is live on stage? How can you not suit that with a laser beam? How can you not? I don't understand. Unless you are working with pure evil. And that literally proves all of it. You cannot have your cake and eat it too, I say all the time. I can, because you don't own any property here. You don't own this all this land. You don't own humanity. You don't own humanity. So basically you are a trespasser. You all are trespassing. When I say you cannot have your cake and eat it too, I mean when I'm talking to evil, about evil, that they cannot have their cake and eat it too. You all cannot be without rules. You cannot be lawless. You have to follow the rules. You cannot do whatever you want and have no consequences. You cannot do that. Understand? You cannot have anything goes and no consequences. Did I make it clear enough? Let me say it one more time for you all. You cannot have anything goes and no consequences. You cannot do whatever you want and get away with it. Even humans can't do anything they want, but I'm telling you though that the things you have done to us humans, we would never do to our own. On a mass scale or long term. You want to play gods over humanity? Well, I deny it. I do not wish it to happen. I don't want you around my humanity. I don't want any of you around my humanity. You can try to ignore me all you want, but the moment my voice goes away and humanity is still suffering, is the moment that you will pay the ultimate consequences for your actions. You might say, oh, there's no such thing as hell. Well, it's gonna be hell-like. Oh ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. You think you're gonna get away with doing evil? You think you're gonna get away with lying, manipulating, saying that I have ego? I will present truth and justice for me, my humanity, will humanity, by the way, not you all living in meat suits. What's biological is not the center of everything. It's not. It's a piece of it, but the whole is humanity's soul group, not the flesh. It matters about the soul group mostly, no matter what. Whatever you say about the flesh, like, oh, family ties or whatever, like, no. No. It's the soul group. Get it? A group, right? It's a faction, or, it's a family, basically. And humanity is a family of itself. You are cut from a completely different cloth. You are not of the same as humanity. Humanity is supposedly superior in many ways. Many ways. And I can see that. I can see how we are superior. You can try to mimic us with biological programming and stuff, but you never become us. You will never be a spiritual human butterfly, or whatever you think you're going to become through humanity. You're not going to become whatever you think you're going to become. Trust me. I have humanity trust. You do not. I just worked out. You could never do that. And now I'm going to be out on the streets riding a bike in 100-degree weather that you would never do too. With limited supplies, by the way. Limited supplies. Again, by the way. Again. With minimumness. Oh. I can't just roll out of bed at the library. That don't make sense. So if I get really cranky, ain't my fault. I try to stay cool, calm, collected best I can. But you all don't want to support me, therefore you share in the corruption. I ask for help. I ask for help. I am totally willing to have help. Always have been, always will be. But I will not give my rights away. And that's what you want humanity to do. Give their rights away. Which don't make sense. You ignore humanity, but you also take their rights away. You cannot have that cake and eat it too. I don't even want to think about eating cake anymore. Oh. I'm going to have to come up with a better phrase. You cannot do whatever you want and get away with it. Voila. Another value. Another value. You just saw it here. Evolution. You just saw it here. Evolution. Damn. Oh. Whoo-wee. Damn evil. I swear. Hey. You just saw it here. You cannot do whatever you want and get away with it. Evil cannot do whatever it wants and get away with it. It can't. Evil loses, good wins. Oh. When you try to enslave or oppress or become God over Creator God equation, you are evil. You are infinite losers. Kent Dunn, you are an infinite loser. So with Dr. Sam Muggsy and her puppets, or fellow puppets, especially George. Yeah, I'm talking about George. Gail Gaia, Drake Bailey, and their fellow puppets. Alex Caller is a puppet. I swear. It's like, how can you think you're going to get away with this? Oh, man. I'm going to have to stuff my backpack full of Cokes. Another reason why I have to lose a lot of weight, because my backpack going to be fairly heavy on that bike. Most likely tomorrow I'm going to be selling my PS5. Because I have to. so I can support myself just a little bit more and have bike maintenance. You all made me have to sell my PS5. It's the principles of things, not the object. It's the principle of things. And when I have to sell something that it costs a lot, doesn't matter what it is. Well, technically, it does matter because it's gaming. It's the best gaming I could get access to, or could get access to, if I had the time and energy and proper health. health. To be able to thoroughly enjoy, it would have definitely helped my brain performance. Understand? Oh, but that's what you don't want. You don't want me getting smarter. You do not want me getting better. You do not want me getting better. Why is that? Well, guess what? You lose, I win. I'm gonna play some Mario Kart and get smarter, bigger brain. Me, my humanity wins. You lose. What are you doing to my humanity? What crimes are you setting my humanity up to do? I felt the Matrix. I know how bad the Matrix is. I know it's holding back because, don't want to do too much. And because if it did, or any of the Matrix technology that you all use, doesn't matter. But if you do too much, or it did too much, it could be problematic. You're trying to slowly edge me out of society again. And who knows what repercussions that's going to take place for the crimes against humanity. You cannot persecute someone like me and get away with it. You cannot. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, these so-called world leaders, they think they are world leaders. Their crosses don't get blown off. What the fuck? Supposedly there have been nuclear weapons pointed at the dome and stuff before. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, you cannot do whatever you want and get away with it, obviously. Understand? So, you can't say nuclear weapons are bad, but then allow them to be blown off like so many times, not even funny. Now, that could be a lie. It could be just, regular bombs and stuff. Like, not nuclear. There's a difference, right? Obviously. TNT is different than nuclear. So, I presume that is what actually was being thrown up there. And you all can't get away. Can't get out of here. No matter how far you go, there's always something stopping you. And it's like, you have ego. Your ego will be your downfall. You want to encapsulate the populations of humans, torture us, because you can't go out and go crazy in fourth and fifth dimensions. That's egotistical. That's narcissistic and evil. It's like demonic as you can get. As in, like, crazy. It's beastly. You all will lose, and I will win. Understand? This is how it goes. Me and my humanity will win. That's how it will go. You are infinite losers who represent pure evil. You think you're going to get away with this? You think you're going to have all the time to actually implement all what you need to do? I lost a canned goods stock. I basically lost all my other stuff too. And I could have evolved. I could have done something with that to better myself and hopefully better my humanity. I'm glad I got this far mentally, psychologically, morally sound. Principles, values, Fairly structural. I'm glad I got this far. Jeez. I don't know how you all do it. I know what you are, not human, but how is my humanity not being able to be like me on my level? Why am I only one? Now, if there was others, that would have been talked about. Yeah. Most likely I would have been pointed out to them. But I have looked for anyone who represents humanity before, and I didn't find any, and I wouldn't know who he was. Oh. There most likely be only one other. Mentally, psychologically. You've been taking the human males away because you're afraid though that there are going to be two witnesses. Here's one right now. I'm your what? I'm your proof of God is lying. Oh, as in Equator God, not God, but Equator God. Now I'm not a Drake Bailey. Watch that video, one before this one. But yeah, I'm not a Drake Bailey. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. Equator God is the Equator God. He is all the Omnis. Omniscient, omnipotent, so on and so forth. That's the Equator God. He is like, oh, he knows what's going on. So if there was to be two witnesses, trust me, you ain't gonna get away with that. I heard that you all lose. Good. Because you don't deserve to win. You never will when you try to oppress humanity. Last night I made a deal to any of the demigods, so-called, like Seba and Thor and whatnot, whoever, fight you all because you represent evil, and as long as they don't oppress humanity or kill humanity, we good. As in, what it sounds. You do whatever you do. We do what we do. Hopefully it doesn't cross paths. Seems fair, seems balanced, and it still sticks forever. So they want to get a Jill out free card. Yeah. Apparently the only awake human. Yeah. We'll make that deal. As in, don't get punished along with you all. Because hopefully they ain't as stupid or mind controlled as you all. Hopefully they're way better. More sensible. More creatively understanding. Have a sense of perseverance, which all logical beings have. So, what you gonna do about it? Huh? What you gonna do about it? Look, mine are bigger than yours. The Creator God, and anyone who wants to help humanity out, like I said, the armies of the demigods will be safe, obviously. That's how good we will be. So, yeah. Hope you don't fight too much or for too long. Let's not drag this thing out more than it should be. Oh.